Hey everyone, and welcome back to the KenkoVibe podcast. I'm Ethan Reed, and I am so ready for today's deep dive.
And I'm Grace Morgan.
And Grace, we are tackling a topic today that's been getting a lot of attention.
A lot of buzz.
Yeah, especially among the guys out there.
Yeah.
Testosterone replacement therapy?
TRT?
TRT, exactly.
We'll be breaking it down today, what it is, and whether it might be something you want to consider.
Definitely, and I think we should just jump right in.
Sounds good.
What exactly is testosterone? Why should we care?
Well, testosterone is a really powerful hormone that impacts a lot of different parts of your body.
I have to admit, I always thought of it as the manly man hormone.
Well, it does contribute to those characteristics you're thinking of.
The beard and the muscles.
Exactly, but it goes way beyond that.
Okay.
So it's essential for building and maintaining muscle mass, bone density, producing red blood cells, keeping your energy levels up, and even supporting healthy brain function.
Wow, okay, so it's not just about building muscles and looking good.
Not at all. It's crucial for overall health and well-being.
So it sounds like it's something that we really need to be paying attention to.
Yes, especially as men age, because testosterone levels naturally decline.
Okay, so it's a fact of life.
It is a fact of life, and it starts earlier than you might think, around the age of 30.
Oh, wow.
Men start experiencing this gradual decrease.
Gradual.
And by the time they hit their 60s, their testosterone levels could be half of what they were in their prime.
Half. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a significant drop.
It is.
What kind of impact does that have on a man's health and well-being?
It can lead to a whole range of symptoms,
Okay.
both physical and mental.
Oh, wow, so it's not just physical.
No.
Okay.
So you might start feeling more fatigued, even after a good night's sleep.
You might see changes in your body composition too, right?
Exactly.
Like increased body fat
Yes, especially around the belly.
and decrease in muscle mass.
Yes, even if you're hitting the gym regularly.
So it's about more than just how you look, it's how you feel too. Okay.
Low testosterone can also make your bones weaker,
Oh, wow.
increasing the risk of fractures.
Okay, so that's serious stuff.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about the mental health aspect too, right?
Right. So mood swings, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and even depression.
Okay, so it really affects everything.
It does.
What about the impact on sexual health? That seems to be what everyone thinks of when they think of testosterone.
Yeah, sexual health is often one of the first areas where men notice changes due to low testosterone.
Okay, in what way?
Well, a decline in libido or sex drive
Okay.
is a common symptom, and men might also experience erectile dysfunction.
So if you're noticing a combination of any of these symptoms,
Right.
feeling tired, changes in your body, mood swings, and a dip in your libido,
Yes.
that's probably a good time to talk to your doctor.
Exactly. You want to talk to your doctor about the possibility of low testosterone.
Now, aging is obviously a big factor, but
It is.
are there other things that can cause low testosterone?
Yes. Your lifestyle and diet play a significant role, too.
Okay, like what?
Well, for example, a diet high in LDL cholesterol.
The bad cholesterol.
The bad cholesterol can actually hinder testosterone production.
Wow.
Think of it as clogging the pipes of your hormonal system.
So there are things that even if we are getting older that we can control
Absolutely.
to try to help.
So try to keep those levels in a healthy range.
Okay, now what if someone's testosterone is low, even for their age? What could cause that?
There are various reasons why someone might have low testosterone, even if age isn't the main culprit.
Okay.
Your doctor can run some tests and figure out what's going on.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's say a guy is experiencing some of these telltale signs.
Right.
How can he be sure it's actually low testosterone?
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest red flags to look out for?
The signs can show up in several ways,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, and sexually.
Okay.
You might notice changes in your energy levels, your body composition, mood, and even your sex drive.
So like we said, the fatigue,
Yeah, fatigue.
changes in your body, like
The increased body fat, especially around the midsection, and losing muscle mass, even if you're working out.
okay, so the dad bod is a real thing.
Well, there's a hormonal component to it.
Okay, interesting.
And don't forget about things like decreased bone density, which can make you more prone to fractures.
Yeah, that's serious.
It is.
Now, on the mental and emotional side,
Low testosterone can also lead to changes in mood and behavior, such as increased irritability, difficulty concentrating, and even symptoms of depression.
and of course the impact on sexual health.
Right, a decline in libido and erectile dysfunction are common signs.
So it's not just one specific symptom,
Right,
it's looking at how they might all be connected.
absolutely.
Okay, and this brings us to TRT.
Yes.
A lot of people see it as a beacon of hope.
A way to potentially regain some of that youthful vitality.
Okay, so let's talk about TRT.
Let's do it.
What exactly does it involve? Is it as simple as just taking a pill?
Not quite. Testosterone replacement therapy involves administering either synthetic or natural testosterone to men who have clinically low levels.
Okay.
It's not a do-it-yourself kind of thing.
Right.
It requires a doctor's evaluation, blood tests to confirm those low levels, and careful monitoring throughout the treatment.
So it's a medical procedure
It is.
that needs to be done by a doctor.
Absolutely.
Okay, what are the ways that it can be administered?
There are several different delivery methods,
Okay.
each with its own pros and cons.
Okay.
Injections are a common option, where testosterone is injected directly into the muscle,
Huh?
usually every 1 to 2 months.
Okay.
Then there are gels that are applied to the skin,
Okay.
typically on the shoulders or upper arms.
Okay.
Patches are another option.
Patches.
Yeah, which stick to the skin and release testosterone over time.
Interesting.
And for men who prefer a longer-term solution, there are implants that are inserted under the skin and release testosterone continuously for several months.
Wow. Okay, so there are a lot of different options depending on what you're looking for.
Right.
Now, I know a lot of guys are probably wondering, will this turn back the clock? Will this make me feel 20 again?
Ah, the elusive fountain of youth.
Right.
It's a tempting thought, isn't it?
It is.
While TRT can certainly help restore some youthful functions
Okay.
and improve overall well-being,
Okay.
it's important to be realistic about expectations.
Right.
It's not a magic bullet that will erase all the effects of aging.
So it's not a time machine.
It's not a time machine.
But it can help you feel more like your younger self.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Studies have shown that TRT can help men regain muscle mass and strength, boost their energy levels, improve mood and cognitive function, and even enhance libido and sexual performance.
Wow, okay.
However, it's not a complete rewind button on the aging process.
Okay, so it's not a miracle cure, but it could offer some significant benefits.
It could.
But what about the risks? Every medical treatment comes with some potential downsides.
You're absolutely right.
What are the risks associated with TRT?
Well, just like the benefits, the risks can vary from person to person.
Okay.
Some men experience relatively minor side effects.
Okay, like what?
Things like acne, breast tenderness, or testicle shrinkage.
Okay.
These are often temporary and tend to resolve on their own,
Okay.
but there are some more serious risks to consider.
Give me those.
TRT can increase the risk of blood clots,
Okay.
which can be dangerous if they travel to the lungs or the brain.
Wow.
It can also worsen sleep apnea.
Okay.
And there's ongoing research into the potential long-term effects of TRT on the prostate.
Okay. That is a lot to think about.
It is.
If someone is thinking about TRT, what is the most important thing they should be discussing with their doctor?
They need to have a really open and honest conversation about their medical history,
Okay.
any existing health conditions, and their expectations for treatment.
Right.
Their doctor can help them weigh the potential benefits against the risks and determine if TRT is the right choice for them.
It's not a one-size-fits-all.
It's not a one-size-fits-all at all. It's
Yeah.
a personalized decision.
That's a great point.
And it's also important to remember that TRT is a long-term commitment,
Okay.
not a quick fix.
It's not just like taking a vitamin.
Exactly.
It's a serious medical treatment that requires ongoing monitoring and adjustments to find the right dosage and manage any potential side effects.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so TRT is not a decision to be taken lightly.
No, it's not.
It requires careful consideration, medical supervision, and a realistic understanding of both its potential benefits and risks.
I completely agree.
Okay, well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of testosterone to the potential benefits and risks of TRT.
It's been a great overview,
It has.
and there's a lot more to come.
There is. Don't worry, we're not done yet.
We'll be back.
When we come back in part 2, we'll delve even deeper into the evolving landscape of TRT and what the future might hold for this increasingly popular therapy.
Looking forward to it.
Stay tuned, folks. There's much more to come. Welcome back to the KenkoVibe podcast, everyone.
We're diving deeper into the world of testosterone replacement therapy.
It's a fascinating journey so far.
It really is. You know, I think it's interesting how TRT highlights the societal pressures that men face to maintain their youthful energy and vigor as they age.
It's true, yeah.
There's this expectation that men should stay strong, energetic, virile even as they get older, and when those things start to decline, it can be tough.
Yeah, and that's where the allure of TRT comes in.
Exactly.
It's seen as a potential solution, a way to defy aging and reclaim some of that youthful vitality.
That's like a modern-day fountain of youth.
Both.
with potential risks.
And ethical considerations to weigh.
Precisely when we start manipulating hormones, we're essentially tinkering with our biology, and that raises some profound questions about what it means to be a man in today's world and aging gracefully.
Yeah, those are some big questions
They are.
that we should be talking about more,
Definitely.
especially as TRT becomes more and more popular. It's not just about boosting testosterone levels.
Right.
It's about understanding the impact it can have on our health and well-being.
Speaking of impact, we touched on some of the risks earlier, but it's worth emphasizing that TRT is a serious medical treatment that should only be undertaken under the guidance of a healthcare professional.
It's not something to experiment with at home.
Definitely not.
There are potential side effects and long-term risks that need to be monitored.
Exactly. And TRT can be a legitimate treatment option for men with clinically low testosterone.
Okay.
It's not a magic bullet for everyone.
Right.
It's essential to have realistic expectations and understand that it won't erase every single effect of aging.
Right, so it's about finding that balance, acknowledging that aging is a natural process,
Yeah.
but exploring options that help us maintain our health and vitality as we get older.
That's a great way to put it.
Now, you mentioned that TRT can help restore some youthful functions.
Yeah.
What does that look like in practice? What kind of changes can men realistically expect to see if they go on TRT?
It's important to remember that everyone responds differently to TRT, and the results can vary.
Okay, so there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
There isn't.
But can you give us some examples of the kinds of changes that men have reported?
Absolutely. One of the most common and noticeable benefits is an increase in muscle mass and strength.
Okay.
Men often find it easier to build and maintain muscle, even if they haven't changed their workout routine.
So that can really boost their self-esteem
Exactly.
and confidence.
And it's not just about the physical changes.
Yep.
Many men on TRT also report an increase in energy levels.
Oh, okay.
They feel less fatigued throughout the day and have more stamina for physical activities.
Oh, so that fatigue that we talked about could actually be improved with TRT.
For some people, it can be a game changer.
Okay, and it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
What else?
TRT can also have positive effects on mood and cognitive function.
Interesting.
Men often report feeling less irritable, having an easier time concentrating, and experiencing an overall improvement in their mood and mental clarity.
That's pretty remarkable.
It is.
Sounds like it can address both the physical and mental aspects of low testosterone.
It can be a powerful tool for improving overall well-being, and of course, we can't forget about the benefits for sexual health.
Right.
Many men on TRT experience a resurgence in their libido and an improvement in erectile function.
So that could be a real boost for their relationships as well.
Exactly. It's important to note that TRT is not a cure for all sexual problems.
Right.
But it can be a helpful part of a comprehensive approach to addressing those issues.
Okay, so it sounds like TRT has the potential to really impact a lot of aspects of a man's life.
It does.
Physical strength, energy levels, mood, cognitive function, and even sexual health.
Right.
But you mentioned earlier that it's not a magic bullet.
Right. It's no.
What are some of the limitations of TRT? What can it do?
While TRT can help restore testosterone levels to a healthy range, it's not going to reverse all the effects of aging.
Right, it's not a complete fountain of youth.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's also important to remember that TRT doesn't address the underlying causes of low testosterone.
Right, so if those underlying causes aren't addressed, the benefits of TRT might be temporary.
Exactly.
So it's not just about taking testosterone, it's about addressing lifestyle factors or medical conditions that might be contributing to the problem.
Precisely. It's about a holistic approach to health and well-being. And now let's talk about a common misconception about TRT.
Okay.
It's not a quick fix, it's a long-term commitment.
Yeah, you've touched on this a few times,
I have.
and it's worth repeating. TRT isn't like taking a vitamin. It's a serious medical treatment that requires careful consideration and ongoing medical supervision.
Absolutely. And if someone is considering TRT, what's the most important thing they should discuss with their doctor?
Well, I imagine they'd need to have a really open and honest conversation with their doctor about their medical history, any health conditions they have, and what they're hoping to achieve with TRT.
Exactly. Their doctor can help them weigh the benefits against the risks and decide if TRT is the right choice.
And it's a very personalized decision, right? What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. And they should also talk about their lifestyle, diet, exercise habits, and any other factors that might affect their testosterone levels.
With how they might respond to the treatment.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it sounds like TRT is a pretty complex topic
It is.
with a lot of nuance.
A lot of nuance.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the potential benefits to the risks and everything in between.
We have.
But don't worry, we're not done yet. When we come back for part 3, we'll tackle some of the common misconceptions surrounding TRT and explore what the future holds for this rapidly evolving field.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with more insights in just a bit.
Welcome back to the KenkoVibe podcast, everyone.
We're wrapping up our deep dive into the world of testosterone replacement therapy.
It has been quite a journey.
It really has. We've talked about the science, the benefits, the risks, and even the societal pressures surrounding testosterone. But before we sign off, I think it's important to address some of the common misconceptions that we hear about TRT.
You're right. There's a lot of misinformation out there.
There is.
And it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
It is.
Like, for example, some people think that TRT is just for bodybuilders or athletes
That's a big one.
looking for an extra edge.
Yeah.
But it's not really the case, is it?
Well, while TRT can help with muscle growth and athletic performance,
Right.
its primary purpose is to address a medical condition called hypogonadism,
Hypogonadism.
which is the clinical term for low testosterone levels.
So it's a treatment,
It is.
not a performance enhancer.
Exactly.
And another misconception is that TRT is the same thing as taking steroids,
Right.
which is not true at all.
Not true at all.
They're totally different.
Very different.
Right.
Steroids are synthetic hormones that mimic the effects of testosterone, but they come with much more serious potential side effects.
Okay.
TRT, on the other hand, aims to restore testosterone levels to a normal, healthy range.
So it's about balance,
Exactly.
not just boosting it to some crazy level.
Exactly. And another important thing to remember is that TRT isn't a quick fix.
Right.
It requires a commitment to ongoing medical supervision and lifestyle adjustments.
Yeah, it's not just about taking a pill or getting an injection.
Right.
It's about your whole lifestyle.
Exactly. It's about diet, your exercise routine, your overall approach to health and well-being.
I think you said it perfectly.
And speaking of the future,
Yeah,
it's really exciting to see how the field of TRT is evolving.
it is.
Researchers are exploring new delivery methods,
Okay.
refining treatment protocols,
Oh.
and we're gaining a deeper understanding of the long-term effects.
We're learning more all the time.
We are.
Well, Grace, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
It's been a really fascinating deep dive into the world of TRT. And, we always say this,
We do.
but knowledge is power.
It is.
And we hope that our listeners feel empowered
We do.
to have those open and honest conversations
Yeah.
with their healthcare provider,
Yes, for sure.
testosterone
Right.
and its role in their overall health.
Absolutely.
And remember,
Yes.
if you are experiencing symptoms of low testosterone,
Right.
don't hesitate to reach out to a qualified healthcare professional for guidance.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that's it for today's episode of the KenkoVibe podcast.
It is.
I'm Ethan Reed.
And I'm Grace Morgan.
A huge thank you to all of our listeners
Yes, thank you.
for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our channel,
Yes, please subscribe.
like this episode,
Hit that like button.
and leave us a comment down below.
We love to hear from you.
We do love hearing from you. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends and family who might find it helpful. Until next time, stay healthy, stay informed, and keep those good vibes flowing.